Good morning. Good morning. You're all very welcome. And cold but nice spring morning. During the week, I had the honour and the privilege and the pleasure of being invited to speak at the monthly meeting of Belfast Quakers on Frederick Street. And it was really such an enjoyable occasion. So we met in their meeting house, and they had a short service prior to inviting me to speak. Now, Quakers' services are very different than here. They sit in silence. And I was in awe of that. And I thought I'd try it today. No, it doesn't work. Anyway, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And there's such a wonderful bunch of people. And I've asked them as well, because we're very alike in many ways, that we should have a closer working relationship, and they have agreed with that, and they said they would like to know a little bit more about All Souls. What they actually asked me to speak about was how come All Souls was so inclusive. I think I might have touched on that for about 3 minutes and then talked about everything else that I wanted to talk about. But they would like to get to know us better, and we're going to develop a relationship with the Quakers in Belfast. So, and because they're a faith group that are dedicated to the principles of pacifism, and I am not a pacifist, was never a pacifist, but I'm full of admiration because they're not only pacifists, they live by that. During the Second World War, during the Nazi period in Germany, Quakers actually offered and gave support to Jews and others, helping them to escape. Now, ironically, they were allowed to continue relief work, and they were not outlawed by the Nazi regime. And this was due to the reputation of the Quakers amongst the German people, that during the First World War, the Quaker people had been very courageous, going to the front line, providing medical service, but more than that, providing relief to people during the First World War. So they had a very special place in the hearts of the German people. And 13 German Quakers are remembered and recognized in Yad Vashem, the noted Jewish Holocaust Memorial Museum in Jerusalem. 13 German Quakers are amongst the righteous amongst the nations. And in the UK, they provided the Friends Ambulance Unit and Friends Relief Service. And Quakers were heavily involved in the kinder transport, rescuing 10,000 children from Nazi Germany. Now, I do remember another thing, because for a number of years I was a trustee for Oxfam. And I discovered, of course, that Oxfam was in part started up by Quakers. And during the Second World War, there was famine in Greece. And the Quakers negotiated both with the British government, the Allied forces, and with the German forces to allow aid into the Greek people. That was quite something, because both sides were opposed. The Allies, of course, were opposed on the basis that the aid could be used by German military personnel. and the Germans, of course, because we'd go to all the Greek people, including those who were fighting. But the Quakers actually managed to achieve that. So they are a remarkable people. And they make a great tray bakes and soup as well. So I'm going to open with a Quaker prayer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today, because I know it is for my healing. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. I let go of my desire for survival and security. I let go of my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I am open to the love and presence of God's action within. Amen. And now may we sing together our first hymn, hymn number 60 in the red. Fill thou my life, O Lord my God.